Hey guys, welcome back into the show. We appreciate you being here today. It's Monday. Maybe you guys don't have the feedback that we have. Deno Projo's working on that. If you do, we're working on it. If not, that's just for me, and that's just fine. All right, 6:05 is our time on this Monday, June 30th, the last day of June already. Yep, we heard that. We have echo. Testing. I heard you. Yeah, we heard you, bud. That's why we get going here. It's all right. 6:05. We start the show off. We make sure the technical is right, and then we move forward. We're glad you're with us today. Projo, just want to let you know the echo is gone. And all right, we good to go?
We are.
Can you tell the people back in the studio we want to start over?
Yeah.
What? We can't start over?
From the top.
From the top? Glad you're with us, guys. Happy Monday, June 30th. Ready to rock and roll. Arch City now. Glad you're with us. Lots of sports to talk about with our St. Louis teams this morning. Grateful for that. Jump in on the chat line if you want to. Arch City now at YouTube and X. You can also check out everything, who we are, what we do, this entire network on luinfo.com. Once again, luinfo.com. If you want to give us a call today, you can do that as well. 855-282. 8255 855 282 8255. Although when I talk, I hear little buzz. You hear the buzz?
I don't hear the buzz at all.
Okay, cool. Hopefully just my headset. What happened this weekend? What's going on in St. Louis? What are people talking about? That's what we do on the show as we get you up every morning, Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. as we head into Hot Take Central 2.0 with Cam Jansen and Jim the Cat Hayes. Oh, one of these days I'm going to learn that. One of these days I'm going to learn to do that, Projo. Projo taking care of business here. We're glad that we kickstart things here. If you guys have a story, jump it on the chat. You can do that through Arch City now at X and on YouTube. And Projo, we should be pretty close to giving people more streaming options as well. I think we should be close to we had a 60-day wait for Facebook and I think a 30-day for TikTok. But anyway, we'll keep you posted on that.
Yep, those are the times.
And it's been over 30.
Yeah, I think I'm going to reapply for TikTok today.
Uh-oh.
See
Things are getting serious.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. We're glad you're with us. Also, if there's something that we missed or a chat you want to do it in the chat. Let us know. We'll do whatever stories you guys want to talk about when it comes to St. Louis and anything St. Louis related. So coming up on the show today, by the way, it looks like we've beat the oppressive heat. I mean, that was a crazy run. We don't have heat. I haven't seen heat that high. You haven't seen heat that expected high, have you?
Not in recent.
91, 90s. That's different than the 95s, 98s, with the heat indices even higher.
Especially this early in the summer.
Some scattered storms for today throughout the St. Louis area. Expecting that as well. We saw that. And the rest of the week looked dry all the way through the 4th of July. Do you have plans coming up? If you wanted to promote an event, you can do that as well. If there's something that needs attention, shout outs for people or businesses, we do that as well. Just trying to make sure we spread the positive and all the stories that are happening throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. Okay. With that, one of the positives that's going on are the St. Louis Cardinals. They were not at home this weekend. They were in Cleveland and they swept the Guardians. Cardinals had some big wins over there. They're I don't know. They're just an interesting team right now. And they're winning. They're 9 games over 500. That is their high water mark of the season. It ties a mark that they reached earlier in the year, 47-38. They won yesterday, 7-0. Another shutout. Matthew Liberatore pitched very well. So did the relief. And all of a sudden, here the Cardinals just 2.5 games back at the Cubs again. They look like a contender. What will they be doing at the trade deadline? Certainly making it interesting for the Cardinals. A team that didn't appear to be spending much money at the start of the year, which is why expectations were so low. But here they are. They're in the hunt. And not only are they in the hunt, 9 games over 500, 2.5 games back of the Chicago Cubs on a 3-game win streak and having won 7 of their last 10. They're also a team that's playing in the best division in baseball. That's right. The Cardinals, the National League Central is the most competitive winning division. You got 4 teams over 500 in the division. That's saying something. There's a lot of watered down Major League Baseball this year, a couple of really good teams with good records. And outside of that, you don't. Cardinals playing in the best division in baseball, and they're just 2.5 games back. So at this point, you'd have to say the Cardinals have to be buyers because you're talking about a team and an organization that doesn't have the Cardinals showing up for the games this year. Their 3-game series with the Cubs, albeit the weather was extremely hot, was the lowest for a series that they'd had since 1995. Under 30,000 fans per game. It was hot. I know. It was really, really hot. But still, it's the Cubs. Under 30,000. That's what they averaged. Lowest since 1995. That's a long time. We're talking over 30 years, people. That's a long time. So could the Cardinals ownership really say, nah, we're not going to do anything to help this team? The team's certainly making it interesting. I don't hear people calling for Ali Marmal's job anymore. The manager, that's for sure. But they are a super positive that's happening in the city right now. So keep it going. Keep on being you, Cards. They play in Pittsburgh tonight, starting a 3-game series there. Want to see the Cardinals continue to pitch well at Mr. Fetty. He's on the mound for the Cardinals tonight. Also, something else that's going on this weekend, or this week rather, this 4th of July week, Wednesday night at Energizer Park, where St. Louis City SC plays, the United States men's soccer team will be playing. The game scheduled for 6 p.m. in the Gold Cup semifinals. They made the semifinals, and I think it's like the 17th time they've done that, 13th straight. They've made the semifinals of the Gold Cup. That'll be out at out of Energizer Park, St. Louis City, downtown, where they play. 6 p.m., Gold Cup semifinal game against Guatemala. Guatemala got past Canada in shootout penalty kicks yesterday. Same for the U.S. They got past Costa Rica in penalty kicks, and they will be playing. They'll be playing Guatemala Wednesday night with a chance to advance to the finals. Well, they'll probably be taking on Mexico. So a chance for St. Louis to shine like we do so well, especially with the soccer situation. 6 p.m. Wednesday night. Get out and chance to support our soccer stars. Now, not all the best guys are playing that we have, but you've also had a chance to see some young kids step up and see what they can do and how they can play on the international stage. So it's been fun. If you're a soccer fan, if you're a United States fan, if you're looking for them to do, I'd try to get those tickets fast. I don't even know if they're sold out. I have zero idea, but I have a feeling that'll sell out fast. I know it'll be warm and it's the summer, and we just found out that the United States will be playing in St. Louis, but I think it'll be a pretty popular ticket. I don't know how it would not be a popular ticket. Other things heading on this week, more 4th of July events. We're starting to see some of those things happen. Projo, were you hearing fireworks going off yet?
I have.
I've started to hear the fireworks go off already. I'm hearing the pop, 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 boom, boom, boom all over the St. Louis metropolitan area.
Yeah, just a little here and there.
So those shows will start to get going. 4th of July, of course, coming up Friday, the 4th of July on a Friday as we head in to the Friday weekend. By the way, speaking of soccer, real quick before I move on from that standpoint, St. Louis City SC lost again Saturday night. That was a bummer. They've really not been good on the road. They lost 1-0. They're just 3-11-6 right now. That is not what we wanted, not what we're looking for, but hopefully they can find a way to get better and finish out some positivity this season, because right now the team not looking so great. Still a new organization, putting pieces together and trying to find a way to make things happen. So weather today, we're talking about high of 90, scattered showers possible throughout the metropolitan area. See how that affects your day when it comes to whatever your plans are. Another interesting note when it comes to the sports side of the world, not necessarily St. Louis based, but we have a lot of basketball fans here. LeBron James has signed on to play his 23rd NBA season. The guy has been around forever, starting his 23rd season. And then I looked at how much he'll get paid, and I'm like, well, of course he's coming back. It's a $52 million annual salary. Okay. Yeah, I'll come back for another $52 million. When is enough money enough money?
Right.
I don't know. To each their own.
I mean, as long as you can do it and you're still capable, why not?
$52 million for the man starting his 23rd season. The wear and tear on a body after 23 years, especially in the NBA, blows my mind.
His family will be set up.
I think they're good. I think the James are going to be all right.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Not only now for generations and generations and generations to come, as long as we're all here for generations and generations and generations to come, we'll see what happens. And let us know what's happening in your neck of the woods. This show is all about St. Louis. What are people talking about? What's happening in your neck of the woods? We love it when you check in on the chat line. You can do that through YouTube. You can also do it on X at Arch City Now. Once again, Arch City Now, YouTube and X. You can also find out everything about our network, the entire lineup of what we're doing, what we're involved with, our advertisers. That is at luinfo.com. Once again, luinfo.com. If you want to give us a call, you can do that as well. The phone number, 855-282-8255. That's 855-282-8255. We are here Mondays through Fridays, 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. Following us is Hot Take Central 2.0 every day, Monday through Friday. That's Cam Jansen and Jim the Cat Hayes bringing you everything in their neck of the woods when it comes to sports and entertainment, and that's what we do. So other stories that we'll be talking about throughout the day, some sad, some happy, some just kind of all around there. We'll talk about comedians. Adam Sandler's coming to St. Louis. Do you find him funny, Pro Joe? You're a comedy guy.
A little bit. I mean, you got to be in a certain mood for Adam Sandler.
Is that a one smoke or two smoke for Adam Sandler?
You have to be pretty.
Pretty feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it. I was putting it in the spot with the comedy.
He's definitely goofy comedy.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah, just like Billy Madison.
Right.
Like,
yeah,
think of the movie Billy Madison.
Yeah, it's off the wall comedy.
That's Adam Sandler, but he's hung around for a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, and it worked for a lot of people.
He's made a career out of it, you know.
Who would have thought?
Right.
But did he start on Saturday Night Live?
Yeah.
I think that's where he got, because I remember him getting a start there and then moving on. He just looked like a little kid.
Yeah.
Maybe he was at that point in time.
Yeah.
Hey guys, we love it when you jump in the show. You can go ahead and do that. Let us know. The chat line, once again, YouTube. You can do it on X, Arch City Now. Like, subscribe, share the show. You can give us a call if you want to as well. Like we said, 855-282-8255. Coming up, we'll also talk about some other comedians. Remind you who's coming to the Lou in the next few months. Some big names. Glad to have that throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. And I wanted to say a special thanks to Tony Patrico, who filled in on Friday for me. And I heard a little bit of it. I checked in, loved it. He had a blast. I know you did, Pro Joe. Awesome show. And wanted to promote his shows on Mondays and Wednesdays, Sounds of STL. I'm sure you enjoyed the time with Tony. You two have known each other for quite a long time as well.
Yeah, it was the first time I've ever actually sat in the studio with him. And yeah, I mean, it was definitely an enjoyable day.
I got to tell him that he looks a whole lot older than 40.
My God.
Come on, that's supposed to be funny. That's a joke. That's my humor. All right, you're not buying it.
Well, yeah, I mean, he thought that we were about
great.
the same age, and I'm like, I'm about 10 years older than you.
You look good.
Thanks,
you
man.
look good, Pro Joe.
Appreciate it.
All right, guys, we'll take our first quick break. We'll come back. Lots of headlines, lots of news to get into. What's happening this week with the 4th of July all throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. What happened in the Grove over the weekend? Fights, gunshots, a pride event. Crazy. Not a good look for St. Louis. We'll be back. We are the Lou Information Station, live and on demand at luinfo.com.
Earl Austin Jr. and Coach Ron Zetcher. Two encyclopedias of local sports knowledge together each Saturday morning at 10. Only on the Lou Information Station. Streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page and follow all the station's social media accounts and podcasts. Find out how at louinfo.com.
Summer in St. Louis means one thing: Cardinals baseball. It's more than a game. It's an STL tradition. The crack of the bat, the roar of the crowd, the boom of the fireworks. It's the soundtrack to summer for Cardinals Nation. So grab your cap and glove and take your spot in the stands, because in St. Louis, baseball is more than a melody. It's our favorite song.
This is former Cardinal and Navy Lieutenant Mitch Harris. Salute those who serve. Join the Cardinals on Friday, July 11th for Military Appreciation Night, presented by Boeing. With a special themed ticket, fans will take home an exclusive Cardinals 40-ounce tumbler, honoring all 6 military branches. Arrive early for a powerful pregame concert by the U.S. Air Force Band on the Budweiser stage. And best of all, a portion of each ticket benefits USO Missouri. Get your tickets at cardinals.com/think. St. Louis Cardinals for the Lou.
This is your louinfo.com news update. No names revealed as yet in that deadly wrong-way head-on crash Friday night on I-55. Police say they received reports of a Kia SUV entering the interstate going the wrong way from the Truman Parkway exit prior to the crash. A man in his 40s was pulled out of Big River Saturday at Rockford Park. The call came in about 5:30 p.m. Officials saying the man was not conscious and not breathing when he was pulled out of the river. He was taken to an area hospital where he is listed in critical condition. A man died while stuck in an industrial oven at a cereal plant in Perryville last week. Efforts to free him were unsuccessful. More than 100 Black-owned businesses took part in the Black Wall Street 314 Festival in North St. Louis Saturday. Sunday, more than 100 musicians are performing at a concert, a benefit hosted by the St. Louis Symphony Orchestra at the Fox Theater downtown to support tornado relief efforts. For the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com, I'm Peter Killeen.
Here's your louinfo.com weather update. We have a cold front off to our west. It will stay pretty hot around our area today, though. A shower or thunderstorm possible. Mix of sun and clouds, and we're headed for about 90 and very humid. The heat index at about 100. Might get some showers overnight. We're in the upper 60s, and then slightly cooler on Tuesday, sunny and upper 80s. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton for the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Hey everyone, Cam Jansen here to tell you about the experts at Fast Signs in Earth City. Fast Signs can handle any and all of your business visibility needs, from traditional signs and graphics to digital to core graphics and anything in between. Fast Signs in Earth City has you covered. The station uses them, the Blues use them, and you will love the work they do. Call 314-344-4400 for your custom signage needs today. That's Fast Signs in Earth City, 314-344-4400.
Who needs a vacation? Are you ready for an unforgettable getaway? Start packing your bags, because Branson, Missouri, the vacation and entertainment capital of the U.S., is calling your name. For just $99 per person, here's what you get: a full 3-day, 2-night stay in a luxury resort hotel, a delicious full breakfast buffet every morning you're here, and when you call right now, free show tickets worth up to $100. That's right, free show tickets to an award-winning show on us. You don't have to leave the country for an amazing vacation. You can drive or fly to Branson and have an incredible time. Whether you bring in the whole family or just planning a romantic escape, this trip is built for you. We guarantee you'll love Branson. This is not a timeshare. It's just an unbeatable vacation deal for only $99 per person. You book now, you can use your tickets anytime this year. You don't even need to know your travel dates to lock in the special price. Hurry, because this offer won't last long. Call our Branson vacation experts today.
800-497-7198. 800-497-7198. 800-497-7198. That's 800-497-7198. This 4th of July, remember the proud, honorable men and women of our military. This salute courtesy of Jenna Realty Group, locally owned and operated. When you're in the market to buy or sell a home, look to the trusted, experienced agents at Jenna Realty Group. Call 314-426-7575, 314-426-7575, or view listings at jennarealtygroup.com, making your dream of owning a home a reality. That's Jenna Realty Group, wishing everyone a safe 4th of July.
Fenton Bar and Grill, home of the best trash wings in the St. Louis area and the best servers in town. Fenton Bar and Grill is located on Rudder Road in Fenton, just minutes away from the soccer park. Open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m., so anytime is a good time to enjoy Fenton Bar and Grill. While you're there, say hi to Chuck, the 2024 Mater D of the Year, and know you'll always be around people that love sports. It's a guaranteed great time at Fenton Bar and Grill. Learn more at FentonBarandGrill.com.
Back to more of Arch City Now with Vic Faust on the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at LouInfo.com.
Thank you, guys. Welcome back into the show. Caught me drinking a cup of coffee. It is 6:25. It is June 30th. We're bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, ready to get you going on this Monday, June 30th, last day of June. How fast? Once again, I know I say it. It's already June 30th.
This year is just flying.
It's like, how does time go by so much faster now? It just does. But we're here till 8 o'clock this morning. Hot Take Central 2.0 follows us. If there is a story, if there is an idea, if there is a shout out that you want to do today, please do it. You can do it on our chat line at YouTube and X, Arch City Now, YouTube and X, Arch City Now. We'll jump in there. We'll talk. We'll help get things going for you, just like you guys are with us. If you want to give us a story idea, because this show is all about St. Louis. It's about what people are talking about, what's going on in your neck of the woods, because we know there's a lot of areas of St. Louis where people just stay in. We have pockets. There's all kinds of things. All things are represented throughout the metropolitan area, and we try to cover that for you. And we need your help for that. Like, subscribe, share the show. Let us know what's happening. And of course, we're on 590. And then we're also on LouInfo.com. And then, of course, on YouTube and X right now, Arch City Now. Anything from the weekend that you want to talk about? Anything going on this weekend for 4th of July? Plans, things, events you want to promote? We do that as well. And we love the interaction when you jump in with us. We were talking about some of the things that were happening from a sports standpoint in our first break. Another thing that I thought was pretty interesting, we talk about different areas. Fastest growing area over the past 10 years, Pro Joe, city. Now, I know this is different because we have our own little individual cities throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area, which is different than like Kansas City and Detroit and other areas that I've lived in my life. Fastest growing city over the past 10 years?
Right City.
No, but it was interesting.
That was the top one.
I was talking to a guy the other day I work with in another industry. I'm like, where'd you go, man? He's like, I went to Wright City. And I'm like, Wright City. I was like, there we go again. Another shout out for Wright City. I'm not even sure we go out to Wright City, but anyway. No, O'Fallon, Missouri. O'Fallon, Missouri had massive growth over the past 20 years.
Yeah, that's not a shocker. I grew up in O'Fallon.
The population is over 95,000 now. As of last year, July 1st, 2024, population in O'Fallon was 95,933. It's on pace. If they just increase 1% annually in the next 3 to 5 years, they're going to be at 100,000 people. There's only 7 cities, or there's 6 cities throughout the state of Missouri right now that has 100 or more population, 100,000 population. The only city in the greater St. Louis metro area that has 100,000 is St. Louis City. And that's been dwindling. It would become the second St. Louis metropolitan area city with 100,000 people. That's how fast the growth has been in O'Fallon.
It's a great area.
No, it is. St. Charles County. I saw a lot of people moving out that way. And it's one of those talkabouts. People, if you live out there too, traffic and adjusting with traffic. And, oh my God, speaking of traffic, I will. I repeat, I will never live in Atlanta and I will never live in Nashville. I drove to South Carolina. That's where I was. Coming back, stuck in Nashville, Atlanta traffic and Nashville traffic. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Brutal. Absolutely brutal.
I've
I'll take our declining city population. No,
I've experienced Nashville. I've also experienced LA. There's nothing like LA.
Which leads me into where are the worst traffic stops in St. Louis that you run into, when, the time, those things, because I'm telling you, it's nothing like dealing with the traffic in Atlanta or Nashville, especially during rush hour. No, thank you.
I
No,
really
thank
think St. Louis overall has probably the best situation when it comes to traffic, because even Chicago is just ridiculous.
That's true too. Oh my gosh, that's bad.
Chicago will go till 10 o'clock at night.
That is true. Yeah, I remember the first time I was in LA driving around. It was like 10 or 11 at night, and I'm going, we're in a traffic jam. It's 10:30 at night. Like,
Yep.
are you kidding me?
Mhm.
I'm going to have dinner, and it's 10:30, and it's like, so is everybody else.
Mhm.
It's like, welcome to LA. But O'Fallon, 100,000 people coming on strong. I guess, is there still, is there room for growth in O'Fallon?
Very little.
I mean, because
No, on the north side,
Well, another
in
thing
the floodplain.
that was a big talk about in the St. Louis metropolitan area over the last year and a half were the apartment complexes that were going up all over the area, specifically in St. Charles County. We heard in our previous show from a lot of people who were not happy about the apartments that were being built all over the place. But by the way, the apartments that were being built up all over the St. Louis metropolitan area were full. They were filling up. So apparently you're not going to be building these complexes if you're not making money.
Right.
You're just not. So people were using them. I just saw more of those popping up when I was driving through St. Charles County than I did in St. Louis County. That doesn't mean they were popping up all over St. Louis County too. I just saw more of them in St. Charles County. I think you agree with me on that too, because you were driving, you're driving Jeffco, you're driving St. Louis County, you were driving St. Charles County, Franklin,
Popping up-
Lincoln.
St. Charles County apartment buildings were just popping up everywhere.
And I haven't seen any more of them, but
Not current development, no.
but there were so many of them already. It's like, how much space will you need?
Right.
So anyway, that's going on. Our time now, 6:32 on this June 30th. You want to give a shout out for an area that seems to be growing super fast in the St. Louis area, where the traffic and roads are not keeping up with the population that's coming in. Let us know. You can do that at Arch City Now. Once again, you go to Arch City Now on X or YouTube. Arch City Now on X or YouTube. You can jump in on the chat line. You can also give us a call, 855-282-8255. That's 855-282-8255. Another thing I wanted to promote, besides Hot Take Central 2.0 today from 8 to 10, but today also from 10 to 11, we have our weekly Mizzou show. I host that with Grant Salzman. We do that for an hour on Mondays. Everything MIZZOU. Today we talk with Missouri Football Hall of Famer, my former teammate at Mizzou, Brock Olivo. He'll be joining us live at 10:20. He was inducted into the Missouri Hall of Fame this summer. He is a coach. He's an assistant football coach with Mizzou. Love Brock, played with Brock, and he is certainly entertainment to listen to when it comes to our show. So check that out today. MIZZOU show from 10 to 11 o'clock. We are Arch City Now. I'm Vic Faust, the voice of Projo in the background. You hear that as well. 4th of July coming up this Friday. What are the plans? What do you got going on this weekend? I can tell you this much. It's close, but Projo and I were talking about this last week. Fireworks, guess what? The reports, it's slow. It's been slow purchasing.
I wonder if that has to do
However, I know somebody that went and spent $1,000.
Wow.
I know I may piss some people off. I'm not into fireworks.
Yeah.
People are like, what? Hey, it's fun. I see, okay. When I was a kid, I loved them. High school, maybe college. I just don't get into it Like I see a lot of people. I could not fathom spending $1,000 on fireworks. I'd rather spend $1,000 on bourbon.
I can't fathom spending $100 on fireworks. I mean, I used to enjoy them as a kid, like setting them off as a kid, and I enjoy watching them as an adult, but spending that much money to just watch it go up in flames.
But people love this. And if you want your fireworks, there are shops, there are places to go get them. I think I'm in the minority. I think you're in the minority.
Yeah, probably.
I know that I'm in the minority in my family. I just never got into them like that. Even when I was a kid, I saw people do it. And I was a thrill seeker. I wasn't somebody who was afraid to do things. I was charging forward on things. But for fireworks, I always thought, I was like, man, that just seems dangerous. And then there was this kid that blew up a finger.
That happened.
Literally blew up a finger. And then I told you about my old meteorologist in Detroit, Dave Rexroth, who literally blew out his eye. Literally lost his eye.
Dang.
Had to learn how to do the prompter and give the weather reports with one eye. Literally one eye. He got a glass eye to match his other one. Great, great man. Made a mistake. Stood over a firework that never went off. Literally, what's going on? I'm coming over to check it. Then all of a sudden, boom, shoots up, blows out his eye. I don't know. People love it. It's big throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area, big sales, but allegedly it's been slow going so far, but sales will pick up this week.
Now,
There's absolutely no doubt.
I'm wondering how much of that is due to, quote, tariffs.
What do you mean?
Like the slow sales of fireworks. Because
You mean-
they were saying that was going to be an issue.
Or it could have been. I haven't been told that it's more expensive.
I haven't really checked though. So
I don't know. If you guys know something that's happening throughout the St. Louis area, let us know. We'll talk about it. You can do that on the chat line as well. I just know that some of those things were going on. People looking for their fireworks. I know people love this. I haven't been able to really get into it. Maybe, when I was in Detroit working, I was set up one night right underneath fireworks and watching them right above me. It was freaking cool.
now I will say I worked the fair last year, and the Urge actually played, and I was down there.
Last year they did?
Yeah, I was on the riverfront watching the fireworks display last year, and it was
Really?
pretty awesome. Yeah, that was awesome.
So the Urge played there last year.
Yeah, yep. They played. They set off the fireworks like during one of their songs. The fireworks started going off.
I did have somebody say they enjoyed catching a bit. They loved hearing Steve Ewing on our show.
Yeah.
He was here about a week and a half ago on a Friday. Like, oh man, it was great. You guys had Steve Ewing on, and nobody knew that, or at least in a group I was with, that Steve's hot dogs were Steve Ewing's.
Yeah, and Steve's Meltdown.
Yeah, Steve Ewing owns Steve's hot dogs. There's one in the Valley, and there's one over on right next to Four Hands Brewery. Great location for Steve. Also, one on Delmar, where they did an event last week. So, a lot of things going on. Something we missed, you let us know. We'll promote it here. That's what we do on this show. Every Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. We get you going with Arch City Now. Live in here. We'll go on location if we need to. We'll do that. You let us know what you want to promote. And of course, we talk about those things. Cardinals in action tonight. They're playing Pittsburgh. They're in the Steel City in Pittsburgh. They're trying to keep their win streak going. Now at 3 in a row after sweeping the Guardians over the weekend. That was a whole lot of fun. They're just 2.5 games back. We'll talk more about the Cardinals coming up a little bit later in the show. We talked about St. Louis City SC. Not a big win over the weekend, but soccer fans have a big time treat coming Wednesday night. If you love your soccer, you have a chance to go out and support and promote the United States men's soccer team. They'll be playing 6 o'clock, the Gold Cup semifinals here in St. Louis. That's right, against Guatemala, with a chance to go to the championship, who they'll probably face Mexico. So that'll be out at Energizer Park Wednesday night, 6 o'clock. Put some United States men's soccer team in that brand new stadium. That would be really, really, really nice. By the way, weather today, we're talking about some scattered storms possible. High of about 90. Yesterday we had some rain. Wasn't quite as hot. It was it got a little warmer late in the day when we had some sunshine. But at least it wasn't like what we saw all last week. That's for sure. It looked like we got out of that oppressive heat. Now we just have heat, as we're supposed to have, because it's a summer in the Lou. This is Art City Now. I'm Vic Faust, Pro Joe alongside. When we come back, we'll continue some of those headlines that we were talking about. Also, just what the heck happened in the Grove over the weekend? Fights, gunshots, not a good look for St. Louis. We'll talk about it. When we come back, this is Art City Now. Vic Faust, Pro Joe in the house. Thanks for liking, subscribing, sharing the show. We are the Lou Information Station, live and on demand at louinfo.com.
The Dave Ramsey Show, weekday evenings from 6 to 9. Only on the Lou Information Station. Streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Summer in St. Louis means one thing: Cardinals baseball. It's more than a game. It's an STL tradition. The crack of the bat, the roar of the crowd, the boom of the fireworks. It's the soundtrack to summer for Cardinals Nation. So grab your cap and glove and take your spot in the stands, because in St. Louis, baseball is more than a melody. It's our favorite song. Hey, Cardinal fans, hydrate like a champ. Head to the ballpark Saturday, July 12th as the Cardinals take on the Braves. That day, 20,000 fans 16 and older score a City Connect tumbler courtesy of Coca-Cola and Quick Trip. Stay cool and sip in style all summer long with this 30-ounce stainless steel tumbler. Don't miss out on this fan-favorite giveaway. Grab your tickets today at cardinals.com/promotions.
This is Nolan Gorman, St. Louis Cardinals for the Lou.
Fenton Bar and Grill, home of the best trash wings in the St. Louis area and the best servers in town. Fenton Bar and Grill is located on Rudder Road in Fenton, just minutes away from the soccer park. Open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m., so anytime is a good time to enjoy Fenton Bar and Grill. While you're there, say hi to Chuck, the 2024 Mater D of the Year, and know you'll always be around people that love sports. It's a guaranteed great time at Fenton Bar and Grill. Learn more at FentonBarandGrill.com.
This is your louinfo.com news update. No names revealed as yet in that deadly wrong-way head-on crash Friday night on I-55. Police say they received reports of a Kia SUV entering the interstate going the wrong way from the Truman Parkway exit prior to the crash. A man in his 40s was pulled out of Big River Saturday at Rockford Park. The call came in about 5:30 p.m. Officials saying the man was not conscious and not breathing when he was pulled out of the river. He was taken to an area hospital where he is listed in critical condition. A man died while stuck in an industrial oven at a cereal plant in Perryville last week. Efforts to free him were unsuccessful. More than 100 Black-owned businesses took part in the Black Wall Street 314 Festival in North St. Louis Saturday. Sunday, more than 100 musicians are performing at a concert, a benefit hosted by the St. Louis Symphony Orchestra at the Fox Theater downtown to support tornado relief efforts. For the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com, I'm Peter Killeen.
Here's your louinfo.com weather update. We have a cold front off to our west. It will stay pretty hot around our area today, though. A shower or thunderstorm possible. Mix of sun and clouds, and we're headed for about 90 and very humid. The heat index at about 100. Might get some showers overnight. We're in the upper 60s, and then slightly cooler on Tuesday, sunny and upper 80s. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton for the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Looking to get organized and support local? At St. Louis Closet Company, we've been designing custom closets and storage solutions right here in St. Louis for over 30 years. From walk-in closets to home offices and even pantries. We create personalized, organized spaces that fit your lifestyle and your space. Built locally and installed professionally. Call 314-781-9000 for your free estimate or visit stlouisclosetco.com today.
This 4th of July, remember the proud, honorable men and women of our military sacrificing for our freedom. Take time to pray for their safe return home. This salute brought to you by Kim Arterials Incorporated of Old Monroe, locally owned and operated, serving Old Monroe and the surrounding areas with years of quality and pride. Visit KimArterials.com. That's Kim Arterials Incorporated of Old Monroe, proud supporters of our heroes in uniform and on the air because they care.
The Lou Information Station content can be found online at luinfo.com, on our Lou Info YouTube page, and you can find all our local shows on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Just search by name or find all the links at luinfo.com. Back to more of Arch City Now with Vic Faust on the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at luinfo.com.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Happy Monday, June 30th. We are here live and ready to get you going on this Monday, Arch City Now. I'm Vic Faust, Pro Joe in the house as well alongside. The time is 6:44. Glad you're with us. Like, subscribe, share our show. You can always stream us live at YouTube and X, Arch City Now. Once again, that's live. You can stream us right now, Arch City Now on X and YouTube. If you have an email you want to send us with a story idea and you don't want to put in the chat, you can do that as well. Our email, archcitynow@gmail.com, archcitynow@gmail.com. Also, if you want to get involved from an advertising standpoint, you can do that. You can share the show with me. You can come in, sit in the studio. We promote you, your brand, anything from that standpoint, not only on 590, but also throughout all of our podcast platforms. It is a fantastic way to promote yourself, your business, whatever it is that you're trying to do. Also for events, specific events, we can do that as well because we're all about St. Louis, the show for St. Louis, about St. Louis. If you want to give a shout out, you can do that on the chat line. It's simple. You go to YouTube and X, Arch City Now, and chat with us. And you can chat with us. You can chat with other people who jump on the show to do that as well. If you want to give us a call, you can do that as well. The phone number 855-282-8255, 855-282-8255. I thought this was interesting. I just saw this come up, Pro Joe. Not necessarily a specific story about St. Louis, but prayer. That's right, prayer. Prayer can increase life expectancy up to 10 years.
I believe it.
Biological. It is biological, not spiritual, according to studies from Harvard and Duke. They show that it can add up to 10 years to life because it rewrites the brain, lowers stress, strengthens immunity, and boosts emotional resilience. The same faith that lifts the soul also heals the body. Science is only now catching up to what believers have known all along. Coming from Harvard and Duke, which are not necessarily in those studies, not necessarily schools that are like Liberty.
Well,
Okay.
This coming from Pro Joe, it feels better after you pray.
Yeah. And some people consider, and it just, well, they would consider meditation prayer. Maybe it might be different, but it's whatever it is for you. But interesting, very interesting. Just saw that come down the line. Arch City Now, right now, guys. Glad you're back with us. Getting you going on this Monday morning. Hope the weekend was good. What are your plans for the 4th? What do you guys got going on this weekend? What events are going on? Is there something that you do every year? Let us know. What is St. Louis good at when it comes to the 4th of July or this week? Of course, we try to promote anything and everything that's coming up. We were telling you about what's happening with the soccer event Wednesday night. United States men's national soccer team will be playing Guatemala semifinals in St. Louis, 6 p.m. start time. It's kind of a cool event. Sports fan, city fan. Like to see it sold out. That would certainly be a lot of fun. Also, when it comes to events, we were talking about this as we were going to the break. Adam Sandler's coming to St. Louis in October. Is that something to get you excited or not? Our resident comedy expert, self-described comedy expert.
No, you call me an expert.
See,
not self.
Okay, Adam Sandler. Do I get excited about Adam Sandler to go see him? No, I mean, I don't know. Maybe some people do. Do you think he's a top-notch comedian? I mean, he has certainly earned a ton of money when it comes to his movies.
I think he's funny at times, not everything.
Adam Sandler, Shane Gillis.
Oh, Shane Gillis.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Shane Gillis also coming to town in August. Shane Gillis will be here August 9th. Adam Sandler's coming to St. Louis at Enterprise as well in October 17th. Matt Rife's going to be here in September. So you've got a lot of comedians that are putting St. Louis on the list. I love to see that. I'm glad they're not skipping over St. Louis.
We need to use our credentials and go do some interviews.
I agree.
Yeah.
Absolutely. 100%. I know somebody who says we better be there for Matt Rife. Somebody who I know. Yeah. Okay. We'll see how that's going. No, I'm just kidding. Working, efforting, all of those things. But that's not it. You've also got those venues, but then you've got the Factory as well. The Factory has a busy week too. Wednesday night, let me get into Enterprise first. Ghost is going to be at Enterprise. That's Wednesday night. And then this Saturday, Disney Descendants Zombies.
What was that?
Disney Descendants Zombies. I know.
Okay.
I know. And we'll see. Other shows that are coming up in August. It's pretty interesting. Look at Shinedown, Lincoln Park, Deftones.
Wow.
Leading into Matt Rife. That's a pretty darn good schedule coming into St. Louis if you're into shows, music, and so forth. So we just promote St. Louis. Anything's going on, the shows, what's happening. We like to do that. That's what this Arch City show now is about. We love to focus on the positive at all possible when we can. So like, subscribe, share the show. If you want to jump in on the show, you can do so as well. You can give us a call, 855-282-8255. We leave that open for you as well. If anything that is going on that you want to talk about, we'll do that. Also, we were talking about attendance coming in, a population in the O'Fallon area, how big it's getting over there. There's also, I don't know what you guys' thoughts are on this. There's a new food truck park, Bench Racers, that's opening up in St. Charles. Now, I mean, I don't know. I mean, so here's what you got. We'll keep that picture up, Pro Joe, just to show everybody what's happening with that. You know, I mean, the whole situation with this is, you know, I'm still trying to figure out. It's open to pets. And we'll keep that up, but from the chat line, the planetarium. Something was going on with 50?
You accidentally brought.
Oh, I did that.
That was a previous chat.
I
from Friday.
did that. Okay. I was like, the planetarium? What's going on with the planetarium? I didn't know about the planetarium.
Laser light shows. We were talking about that.
Oh, the laser light shows. So they've got this going on in St. Charles. So food trucks will be out there. I don't know exact location yet, but a new food truck park. Food trucks, you have bench racers, and you have, you know, dogs. You go out there, take your dog. You know, you never know. I mean, it could be something decent. If somebody knows exactly where that is, I'd like to see, because I just don't know exactly where that is right now.
I enjoy a good food truck.
Well, you like to take your dog out to certain places too, right? Would you take your dog out?
Not normally.
Why?
Because he's so little. Other dogs would eat him as a snack.
What?
He's a little dog.
I know he's a little dog. You're a big guy with a little dog.
A big guy with a little dog.
Never mind. Okay. The headline for that. Can we pop up that picture again? Big guy with a little dog. What started as a family project to renovate an old Texaco gas station will soon be open to the St. Charles area as a new dog-friendly food truck park called Bench Racers.
I think that's on. It's somewhere around First Capital.
Okay.
I think if it's the Texaco I'm thinking of.
You know what I love doing is, like, when you see news stories, and I never really got into this until recently, it's reading people's comments underneath. I've never had time, but everybody likes to be a jokester. Everybody thinks they're a smart ass. Everybody, like, wants to, I mean, I shouldn't say everybody, but there's those people out there, the keyboard warriors, they want to say, but there's some really funny stuff where people go at it underneath.
Yeah.
Those stories and headlines.
Sometimes the best content's in the comments.
No doubt about it. And I know you're somebody who can't pass up comments, that you have to jump in there and talk with people. So are you guys any of those people? Try to stay away from that. That was one of the headlines that we were talking about as well.
I enjoy a good comment debate.
You do?
I do.
Okay. Continuing on our theme of shows coming to the St. Louis area, we're talking about what's happening at Enterprise. Also, this week, Thursday night, Elvis Costello in town over at Chesterfield's The Factory. I know a lot of people like Elvis Costello.
I don't know why. I thought he passed.
Elvis Costello.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Thursday night, 8 p.m. at the factory.
I'm happy to hear it.
And then Sunday, there's a group called The Warning. They're there as well. So we try to keep up things that are happening all throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. And there you go. Yeah, that's that takes care of this week when it comes to the factory. If you guys have other shows that are going on throughout the area, let us know. We'll certainly promote whatever we possibly can when it comes to the St. Louis area. This is Arch City Now. I'm Vic Faust. That's the voice of Projo, who I was talking to as well. There's also the Gateway Arch Park Foundation is eyeing a possible Illinois location. Does that do it for you as well? Will that help promote the arch? Will it help beautify the Illinois side of the arch? Maybe, maybe not, but it is something they're thinking about doing. There has been some success according to the Arch and Arch Foundation officials with the amount of money that was put into this, making money last year. The Gateway Arch Park Foundation. We didn't really have pictures. We just had a story that we had. Did I send you a picture of that? I thought I did.
No.
Okay. So that's one thing that is a possibility for the downtown area to try to make St. Louis look a little bit more appealing. St. Louis, of course, when I say the St. Louis metro area, because it's on the Illinois side of the area. And, I mean, anything around the river can make it look a whole lot better.
I do have footage of the arch front in the 80s.
You know what? I did, we have time. I wanted to show this because this is, what the arch front looked like in 1989. We're talking about the boats. We'll play it music. The Admiral. Remember McDonald's? There was a McDonald's. That was, for us, you younger people may not remember that. But, there were the boats parked down on the Mississippi River. I always thought that was really cool. The cruisers. You could take cruises. Look, 1989. Does it look the same for our viewers on the podcast? 19. Think about that. 36 years ago?
Yeah.
36 years ago.
I miss having all the
the
boats.
helicopter,
The helicopter.
rides.
Yeah. I miss having all that down there.
I saw this when I was doing some research. I was like, man, we got to put that in there. Just from the summer of 1989. And I was down there for the St. Louis events, the VP Fair. And a lot of people from St. Louis did that, but that's what it looked like downtown with boats on the riverfront from 1989. And yes, that was a great field trip to go to McDonald's.
I was just getting ready to say.
Go to McDonald's and a lot of fun checking all those videos out from what it used to look like so long ago.
I remember eating fries on the hill.
Oh, sitting right there,
Yeah,
probably
sitting right there on that hill.
Yeah. Memories. We appreciate you guys watching. If you want to share memories, you can. Look at all did you see all the traffic?
Yeah, there was actually people down there.
Damn, there was a lot of traffic. You know what? That's interesting. The last time I was down there a couple of years ago, every January 1st, I go down. There was a guy that water skied in the Mississippi River on January 1. One of the coldest I've ever been downtown to cover this dude. They had to break up ice so he can go water ski for charity on the Mississippi River. Craziness. Total craziness that was going on. But anyway, we like to show some of those things that are happening. That's what it looked like. That's what it looked like downtown, of course. Some of the more positive things that were happening. Speaking of the Illinois side, Projo, people, have you ever heard of Meijer Supercenters, the grocery stores?
I haven't.
A lot of people from the area haven't. They're big in Michigan. I lived in Detroit for almost 12 years. They are huge. They're out of Grand Rapids.
Now that you mention it, I did travel.
I always called it an upgraded Walmart. That's kind of how I always felt like it was. They're bringing a location to O'Fallon, Illinois. People on the Metro East side, the Illinois side, if they'll have a chance, they're going to put that in O'Fallon. They'll check that out. I think you'll like it. I really do. I enjoyed my experiences with Meijer. So they're coming into the St. Louis metropolitan area. Hey, by the way, you can watch us live every morning, Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. on YouTube and X, Arch City Now. Once again, YouTube and X at Arch City Now. And you can learn more about everything that we are and our show and our network at luinfo.com. Once again, luinfo.com. lewinfo.com. If you want to join us after the break, you can do that as well. The phone number to do so is 855-282-8255. Once again, that's 855-282-8255. More coming up. We'll set the stage of what's happening with sports for the week, what's happening with entertainment. If there's a story idea you want to do, get out there, let us know, a shout out, you name it, things that we need to know. We will cover that as well. We are the Lou Information Station, live and on demand at lewinfo.com. Back with more right after this.
This 4th of July, remember the proud, honorable men and women of our military sacrificing for our freedom.
The Lou Information Station, 590 AM KLIS, Wood River, St. Louis.
USA Radio News. I'm John Summers. President Trump pushed back on claims Iran moved its uranium stockpiles ahead of U.S. strikes on its nuclear facilities.
During an interview with Fox News Sunday Morning Futures, Trump said it would have been difficult for Iran to transport its enriched uranium out of the site struck by American bunker buster bombs last week.
It's a very hard thing to do. Plus, we didn't give them much notice because they didn't know we were coming until just, then. And nobody thought we'd go after that site because everybody said that site is impenetrable.
Trump's comments come as his administration denies reports that Iran's nuclear program was only set back months as a result of the recent strikes. I'm Jim Forbes.
Senator Lindsey Graham says it's too early to tell if Iran has abandoned nuclear ambitions.
While appearing on ABC's This Week, the South Carolina Republican said the focus remains on Iran's intentions.
But the question for the world, does the regime still desire to make a nuclear weapon? The answer is yes. Do they still desire to destroy Israel and come after us? The answer is yes.
His comments come as President Trump said Friday, the last thing Iran is thinking about is enriched uranium. The president has also maintained the nuclear program was destroyed, calling it a total obliteration. I'm Mark Mayfield.
2 firefighters were killed, a third injured by a gunman near Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, Sunday.
Kootenai County Sheriff Robert Norris says the suspect started a brush fire and began shooting when firefighters arrived.
We do believe that the suspect started the fire, and we do believe that it was an ambush and it was intentional.
300 police officers descended on the area and exchanged gunfire with the suspect. His cell phone led them to his location. He was found dead with a gun nearby. The medical examiner will determine the cause of death. I'm Brad Ford.
Senator Chris Coons says President Trump's big, beautiful bill does more harm than good when it comes to health care. From America's News Network, USA Radio News.
Let's see, if something costs less, a lot less, but people are actually happier with it, that sounds like something to look into. And that's MediShare. Maybe you've heard joining MediShare can save you or your family up to $500 a month. And that's huge, but it's also true. People are just happier with it. They love being part of something that reflects and promotes their values and what they believe in. MediShare works too. It's been around for 30 years now, and members have shared more than $7 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. You can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care, whether you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan that you're happy with. Here you go. You can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. It's 855-SHARE-40. 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 855-SHARE-40.
Is diabetes keeping you from enjoying life's special moments? At US Med, we understand the challenges you face, and we're here to help.
With US Med, I can finally manage my diabetes without it managing me.
US Med offers a wide range of services to simplify your diabetes care. Personalized care plans, convenient access to cutting-edge diabetes tech, and knowledgeable support. Plus, we'll check your insurance so your diabetes care may be covered at little or no cost to you.
With US Med, I feel confident and control of my diabetes. I can finally live my life to the fullest.
Don't let diabetes hold you back. Choose US Med and experience better birthdays, better adventures, better anniversaries, and better everything. Call now. US Med. Better service, better care. 800-891-6335. 800-891-6335. 800-891-6335. That's 800-891-6335.
Hey, listen to me. I'm one of the credit cards in your wallet. I'm about to explode and pop like a balloon. You're using me and my brothers way too much. Your credit cards aren't the only ones annoyed. It's your paycheck that doesn't have enough to pay everything. Save your credit cards, your paycheck, and yourself a lot of PAIN. Pain. Call the debt helpline now, not tomorrow, right now. Our experts will show you how you can cut your interest rates and your payments on your credit cards in half. Credit card companies have special assistance programs designed to help you. Make this 100% free call right now and learn how you could get out of credit card debt. Here's the number.
800-406-6569. 800-406-6569. 800-406-6569. That's 800-406-6569. Paid for by Zero Debt.
The Lou Information Station presents Arch City Now with Vic Faust.
Hey guys, welcome back into the show. Happy Monday. The time is 7:05. It is Monday, June 30th. We're glad you're with us today. I'm Vic Faust. Pro Joe alongside. Hope you guys had a good weekend. We get you going up and at it every Monday through Friday from 6 to 8 a.m. from our beautiful studios here. We broadcast live out of the St. Louis metropolitan area in Chesterfield. So we are grateful to do that. Glad to be a part of this network, which you can learn more about at luinfo.com. We're still a newer show, but we're always looking for information, always looking for stories. This show is all about St. Louis. What's happening? What are people talking about? What's making news? How you can get more associated with some of the things that are going on in our own backyard. We get so busy in life, sometimes we don't even realize how great the place is where we live, some of the things that are happening that we can get involved with as well. You'll hear the voice of Pro Joe. That's the producer Joe. Alongside occasionally, we'd like to bring him in, talk with him, our own resident Wilson, if you will. What's happening today? Let us know. You can follow us, of course, on YouTube and X. You can stream us on YouTube and X at Arch City Now. You can also join the chat line. Let us know what's happening in your neck of the woods. You can also learn more and stream us and our website, luinfo.com, not only our show, but all the other shows that are happening on this network. Every day we lead into the Hot Take Central 2.0 show with the former Blue Cam Jansen and St. Louis Cardinals broadcaster Jim the Cat Hayes. They're on every day from 8 to 10. And on Mondays, I also join Grant Salzman for the Mizzou show, the MIZZOU show, everything Mizzou related. Today, a special honor for us. Get to talk with my former teammate, Brock Olivo. Missouri Hall of Famer, running back. We played together when we were at Mizzou. He was a youngster. I was on my way out. He was on his way in, ready to achieve greatness, which he did. And you can see it from the moment that he got there. Everybody works hard. And then there was Brock Olivo. Just proof that while people may work hard, there is still another level to working hard that most people don't even attain. What you can do. There's working smart, of course. There's working hard. And if you can work smart and work hard together, you'll attain anything that you want to in life. And that's exactly what Brock did. That's coming up on the Mizzou show coming up today. Also want to give a shout out. Thank you to Tony Patrico for filling in for me on Friday when I was traveling. He liked being back on the airwaves. That's for sure. From that standpoint, Pro Joe and Tony had a really good show. Who knows? Maybe he'll be able to fill in the future. It seemed like it was a pretty good show. Pretty well received, right, Pro Joe?
Yeah, absolutely. He did offer to come in on Fridays if you.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
All right. That's right. We'll have to talk about that and see what we can do. You know, I love to work with teammates. We just couldn't get anybody to come in. We're always at, it's early. It's 6 to 8. If you want to come in, you want to co-anchor shows with me, we'll find a way. There's ways. We'll advertise it. We'll get it going. Let us know. You can email us. We always say if you want to give a shout out for businesses, you want to give us an idea of some things that are coming up, promotion, and you don't want to do it on the chat line, you don't have to. You can email us, archcitynow@gmail.com. Once again, archcitynow@gmail.com. If you have interest in joining the show, let us know. We'll talk. We'll see what we can possibly do. Or doing regular content. As we said, promoting yourself, promoting your business. We can let you know how that goes, where you are an expert in whatever it is that you are doing. This is a perfect opportunity to do that right here. Okay, you can give us a call today as well, 855-282-8255. Once again, that is 855-282-8255. Thank you for liking, subscribing, sharing the show. We appreciate when you guys do, and we want to know what's happening in St. Louis, what people are talking about. From a sports standpoint, big news right now, it's the Cardinals. They are hot. They are hot as the weather. That's been fun to watch. Not only have they been fun to watch, but think about this. The Cardinals won again yesterday, 7-0. They went to Cleveland. They swept Cleveland. They swept the Guardians, who are not a bad team. They're now 47-38. They're 9 games over 500. That's their high water mark for the season, tied with a mark that they reached earlier in the year. They're just 2.5 games back of the Cubs, who they split with in St. Louis last week. They've won 7 of 10 games as they head to Pittsburgh tonight, a team who they always seem to play well with. No yawning, Projo. I heard you yawn.
You actually heard that?
We heard it.
I am so sorry.
I'm just messing with you. I did hear it, but it's all good. And now the Cardinals have put themselves in a position where it's like, okay, when the trade deadline comes, what are they going to do? Are they going to purchase? Are they going to go out and buy players? Or are they going to sell? The team and Oli Marmol, and by the way, kudos to Oli Marmol. I mean, a lot of people were calling for his job coming into the season. Not so much now. Not at all. And of course, winning cures everything. But it is interesting to see what ownership will do because expectations and I guess you could say excitement when it comes to fans going into the season was not very high. Attendance has been down this year, despite a team that's 9 games over 500. And by the way, the attendance for the Cubs series last week, they were averaging under 30,000 per game. Now, granted, it was extremely hot, very, very hot, but still, attendance hadn't been that low at Cardinals games since 1995. 1995. That will show you what's over 3 decades. So Cardinals management faced with the decision if they're going to go spend some money if this team is still competing. And not only are they competing, they're competing in what now is the best division in baseball. I mean, that's exciting for Cardinals fans. Feel pride about that. It is the toughest division, most competitive division in baseball right now. And the Cardinals are sitting there, 3rd place, half game behind the Brewers and 2.5 games behind the Cubs. And we didn't have a lot of expectations. So go figure. Continue to get it done, Cardinals. Not so great news when it comes to St. Louis City SC. They lost on Saturday night, 1-0. They fell to 3-11-6 right now, 3-11-6 on the year. They not playing so well, but obviously things can only get better for the team. But when it comes to soccer, Wednesday night, sounds like you've got mail. You've got mail. How did you do that, Pro?
I'm trying to figure out where the echo's coming from, and I'm
it's all good.
Running into some things.
It's all good, my friend. Wednesday night, you've got St. Louis City not St. Louis City SC, but the home of St. Louis City SC, Energizer Park, hosting the U.S. men's national soccer team. They'll be playing the semifinal game against Guatemala. This will be the Gold Cup game. They will be playing for a chance to play in the championship. Probably going to be Mexico. If you looked at, they'll be heavy favorites in their semifinal game, I believe, against Honduras. But what a treat for St. Louis soccer fans to get out and go support the men's national team. They do have some of their main stars playing, not all of them, but it's also been a chance to see some of the younger guys play who've played pretty darn well. And that's been fun. So that's set for Wednesday night, 6 p.m., Energizer Park. Another opportunity for you and or your family to get out and do something fun if you're a big soccer fan and watch the men's team play. They've got some really, really good players, as we were talking about as well. LeBron James, by the way, some basketball news. He did agree he's going to play his 23rd basketball season. That's insane. $52 million for LeBron James in his 23rd NBA season. Wow. The wear and tear on that body, I could only imagine. You heard it from some of the updates. The weather today, some scattered storms possible, about 90 degrees. The temperature's not overly oppressive as we saw last week, but we're just trying to get the updated information out there as best as we possibly can. All right, it's 4th of July week. What are you guys doing this week? Where do you go? What shows? Fireworks, yay or nay? Do you buy them? Do you do your own shows? We like to know, do you set off your own fireworks? If you do, where do you go? Time for shout outs, businesses from that standpoint as well. I know that the fireworks are a big deal throughout the St. Louis area. Technically, they're not legal to be shot off in St. Louis County. In St. Charles County, they are. Jefferson County, people want to let me know. Other counties, let us know when it comes to what the rules, the laws are. I do know, I think it's in St. Charles County, July 2nd, maybe through the 5th. I think it's like 10 a.m. or 10:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. at night. And of course, we know no fireworks are shot off after 11 p.m., right? Of course not.
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
My dog's going to have a horrible night.
Oh, yeah. Your dog's still upset because you neutered him.
Yeah, well, yeah. Not just because, yeah.
Yeah.
Not just because of the fireworks.
Is he still walking around with his cone on?
Yeah, I bought him a more comfortable one.
Okay, the cone of shame.
Yeah.
The cone of shame. You spent more. Is this the dog you spent all the money on?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, he's inexpensive.
You're almost
dog to keep
homeless.
alive.
You're almost homeless because of your dog.
Right.
We will let you live a life of luxury.
Right.
As pet owners are. I get it. I get it as pet owners. I get it. I just haven't had a dog in a while, but I get it. I totally get it.
It's worth it.
Fireworks stands throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area are open. They're all over the place. They're expecting a big surge this week. They hadn't seen the high sales that they normally had. That's according to what we're hearing from the companies themselves that are setting up tents and shops all over the place. But they're expecting a huge rush this week for people who are doing their own shows. I just wanted to hear from shows, and we've got all week to talk about it. 4th of July, of course, Friday. I'm just curious, and maybe I'll inquire and we'll get some interviews of people of how much they're spending, what they do if you're doing your own shows, what's happening throughout this area, and where good shows are to go, what you do for the 4th, and so forth. All those sorts of things. We talked about it in the last break. There's a new food truck park coming to the St. Charles area. We'll keep you posted. It's called Bench Racers. They'll have food trucks. They'll have areas for dogs, very pet friendly for people who want to go out, let their dog walk around like a dog park, not bad. Why not?
So somebody who has an idea for a food truck, you should make a dog food truck and go down there.
Oh, a dog food truck.
Yeah, I mean,
like biscuits and dog food.
Why not?
And
It's at a dog park, right?
You know what?
Yeah.
That makes sense. I can totally see that. And especially if your stuff is good.
Right.
If your stuff is good
and healthy, yeah,
people remember. They do.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if your stuff is bad, people remember that as well. It's like, okay, we don't want to deal with that either. But yeah, why not? We promote everything that's happening throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. If you want to give us a call, you can do that as well. 855-282-8255. Once again, 855-282-8255. We are Arch City now. We're here Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. Jump in on the conversation. You can watch us on YouTube. You can watch us on X. You can jump in with your comments as well. If you want to talk, we'll do that as well. Give shout outs. We love to do that. And it's about promoting everything St. Louis related. That's what we do. That's what we're here for as well. One of the things about St. Louis that we've always been known for is mosquitoes, right? Do you get concerned about mosquitoes ever? There was a new report out about Missouri's testing not being, quote, up to par, and there being a concern when it comes to mosquitoes. And I'm like, what the hell can you do anyway? Because of a West Nile case that was diagnosed in the Illinois area. So are you somebody that gets concerned about mosquitoes? I can't stand mosquitoes. Does bug spray keep them away?
I know Deep Woods Off does, and Citronella does.
Wait a minute. You said what?
Deep Woods Off.
Deep Woods Off. And where do you get Deep Woods Off? I've never used it.
You can get them at Walmart anywhere.
Okay.
It's just a bug spray basically that you spray directly on yourself. I don't know how healthy it is, however. It's supposed to keep the mosquitoes
aerosol
away.
spray or okay.
Yeah.
And then of course just other bug spray.
Mm-hmm.
What else did you say? You said something else.
Citronella, like like a citronella tiki torch or a candle.
You mean for sittings, for gatherings, unless you want to walk around with one.
Right, yeah.
You're walking around with a tiki torch.
Citronella lantern.
Citronella lantern. I've been near citronella before and still got bit. And it's crazy how some people, it seems like they get bit And other people, they don't.
Right.
And you know the old adage, oh, you're sweet, you
Right.
get bit, that happens. But really, what is happening when are you concerned about the mosquitoes? I really don't get that way.
Something to do with pheromones.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. We'll take a quick break. This is Arch City Now. When we come back, we'll talk about a city that's about ready to go over 100,000 in population in the St. Louis metropolitan area. That's how busy and crazy it is. We'll be back. We are your information station. We're live and on demand at luinfo.com. This is Arch City Now. I'm Vic Faust. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
In your city with Kelly and Gordon. It's the hottest happy hour in STL radio. A high energy, high impact weekday radio show blending relationship values, celebrity buzz, community love, and sharp business insight. This is where storytelling meets strategy. It's the pulse of the city, bringing the energy, stories, and voices of STL to life. In your city with Kelly and Gordon. Weekday afternoons at 4, only on the Lou Information Station.
Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill has a new menu. But don't freak out. Hot Shots favorites are still there, like their famous wings, tacos, burgers, and pizzas. Plus, sure to be new faves like Big Philly egg rolls, the Bold and Hearty Slugger sandwich, the Buffalo chicken pizza, and 2 new wing sauces, Carolina Gold and Bourbon Glaze. And making a comeback, it's the return of Hot Shots' legendary waffle fries. So now there's even more to love at Hot Shots. Come try out the new menu at Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill. Find the location nearest you at hotshotsnet.com.
Hey everyone, Cam Jansen here to tell you about the experts at Fast Signs in Earth City. Fast Signs can handle any and all of your business visibility needs, from traditional signs and graphics to digital to core graphics and anything in between. Fast Signs in Earth City has you covered. The station uses them, the Blues use them, and you will love the work they do. Call 314-344-4400 for your custom signage needs today. That's Fast Signs in Earth City, 314-344-4400.
This is your LouInfo.com news update. No names revealed as yet in that deadly wrong-way head-on crash Friday night on I-55. Police say they received reports of a Kia SUV entering the interstate going the wrong way from the Truman Parkway exit prior to the crash. A man in his 40s was pulled out of Big River Saturday at Rockford Park. The call came in about 5:30 p.m. Officials saying the man was not conscious and not breathing when he was pulled out of the river. He was taken to an area hospital where he is listed in critical condition. A man died while stuck in an industrial oven at a cereal plant in Perryville last week. Efforts to free him were unsuccessful. More than 100 Black-owned businesses took part in the Black Wall Street 314 Festival in North St. Louis Saturday. Sunday, more than 100 musicians are performing at a concert, a benefit hosted by the St. Louis Symphony Orchestra at the Fox Theater downtown to support tornado relief efforts. For the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at luinfo.com, I'm Peter Killeen.
Here's your luinfo.com weather update. We have a cold front off to our west. It will stay pretty hot around our area today, though. A shower or thunderstorm possible. Mix of sun and clouds, and we're headed for about 90 and very humid. The heat index at about 100. Might get some showers overnight. We're in the upper 60s, and then slightly cooler on Tuesday, sunny and upper 80s. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton for the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at luinfo.com.
Let's talk about your health insurance. There are a lot of reasons why people need affordable health insurance. But here's the bottom line. You know you need affordable health insurance. For you, a spouse, a family member, whatever. I'm going to give you a free hotline to call to find affordable health insurance that can cover all your health insurance needs in case you get sick or have an emergency. Plus, cover vision, dental, and more. And there are no long-term commitments. You can keep your plan as long as it's affordable. And for the price of a cup of coffee. We're not talking about one of those fancy coffees. For the price of a regular cup of coffee a day, you can have quality, affordable health insurance. Call the Health Insurance Hotline for a free quote.
800-373-8414. 800-373-8414. 800-373-8414. That's 800-373-8414.
Fenton Bar and Grill, home of the best trash wings in the St. Louis area and the best servers in town. Fenton Bar and Grill is located on Rudder Road in Fenton, just minutes away from the soccer park. Open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m., so anytime is a good time to enjoy Fenton Bar and Grill. While you're there, say hi to Chuck, the 2024 Mater D of the Year, and know you'll always be around people that love sports. It's a guaranteed great time at Fenton Bar and Grill. Learn more at FentonBarandGrill.com.
This Independence Day, honor and remember all those who fought and are still fighting for our freedom. This salute courtesy of Go Global Industrial Supply of St. Charles, family owned and operated, serving the community with integrity and pride. For hydraulic and air hose repairs, hardware tools, and all other equipment or hardware supplies, call 636-925-3145. That's 636-925-3145. That's Go Global Industrial Supply of St. Charles, proudly saluting our armed forces.
The Lou Information Station. Yeah, we're a talk station, but not your daddy or granddaddy or great-granddaddy's talk station. We're the new kids on the block. No, not those new kids, just regular new kids. Anyway, the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 online at louinfo.com. And we actually know what all of that means. Back to more of Arch City Now with Vic Faust on the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. It is Arch City Now. I'm Vic Faust. It is June 30th, the last day of June already. It seems like June just flew by, but again, doesn't it seem like time is just flying by? I don't know. It does around here, that's for sure. Time now, 7:25 on a Monday. We get you going up until 8 o'clock when Hot Take Central takes the stage. That's the former Blue Cam Jansen and St. Louis Cardinals broadcaster Jim Hayes. We love getting things going every day, Monday through Friday, as we do from our beautiful studios here in the Chesterfield Valley. Glad to be a part of this show, this network, louinfo.com. Once again, louinfo.com. You can stream everything that is happening on this network at louinfo.com. But for us specifically, you can watch us at Arch City Now on X and YouTube. Arch City Now on X and YouTube. You can also jump in on the chat line, talk with us from that standpoint. Anything going on in your neck of the woods, anything you want to give a shout out for, if you just want to say hi, we love to hear from you. This show is about you guys, what people are talking about throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. You can also give us a call, 855-282-8255. Jump on in, 855-282-8255. 55. We're here till 8 o'clock. We were talking about the last segment was a lot of sports, things that are happening throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area this week. Glad you're with us. One thing that did frustrate me that happened, and over the weekend, there was a St. Louis City police officer who was injured because of several fights breaking out at Pride events in Tower Grove. Now, I don't know what the heck was going on this weekend, but you're talking about Saturday night. 2 women arrested for firing guns. They were firing shots in a crowded area. And then yesterday, there were several fights breaking out all over the Grove, so much so that St. Louis City Police had to evacuate Manchester. They cleared out the streets. And this was going on in the evening time. I mean, you're talking about around 10 p.m. last night.
I don't think this ever happened at a Pride event.
Yeah, I don't know.
In St. Louis. Anyway.
Yeah, and once again, we don't have the specifics. We don't have the details. We just, we want positive news. We don't like that. And once again, I talk about the headlines. When there's not a lot of news going on nationally, and a lot of times that happens in the summer, if something happens, those things become national news. And there's St. Louis again, fights, police getting hurt. And, you just don't want to see it. There's no need. And usually it's a fewer amount of people that are saying things, doing things, causing problems, getting arrested, and it gives a bad impression for the entire area. But it did happen. It is news. It is something that's going on. Maybe people just drinking a lot, having a good time. Liquid courage starts flowing through the veins, and those things start to happen. If anybody was out there, around there, have details, of course. We like to get facts. We like to get details. It was just unfortunate that the Pride Weekend celebrations were disrupted by shootings and fights on Saturday and Sunday, and you also had a St. Louis police officer that was injured in the melees that were going on. And who was it that was fighting? Why were they doing it? What was going on? Because there's so much better that we could be talking about when it comes to St. Louis and the things that we see in our city. So it is what it is. And, we move forward. We move forward. Also, coming up this week, we were talking a little bit about it, looking for events. The St. Louis City SC Home Soccer Stadium, Energizer Park, will be used for the U.S. men's national team coming up on Wednesday night. They've got a game, 6 p.m. over at Energizer Park. They'll be taking on Guatemala. That could be a fun event to go check out as well. Also, this week, we've got Ghost at Enterprise Center. Ghost. It says it's Wednesday, July 30th. That's in August. That's coming up in July, obviously. That'll be an event that people can go check out. And then also, we were talking about what's happening. Adam Sandler coming to Enterprise in October, Shane Gillis August 9th, Matt Rife in September. A lot of comedians hitting St. Louis, thinking that that's the place to be. I'm glad we got on the tour, because we know there are certain shows and events that don't stop in St. Louis. When it comes to the Chesterfield Factory, Elvis Costello is in town on Thursday, and The Warning will be there coming up on Sunday. So those are some of the shows. Those are the things that are going on. Of course, fireworks and shows will be all over the place, starting, I'm sure, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, all throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. There's tons of shows, as you know, throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. And of course, we always say, what's happening in your neck of the woods? What are you doing? Where will you be going? Is there a show you'd like to give a shout out to? What are your plans for the week? We just like to talk about some of those things that are happening throughout our St. Louis area. And of course, promote as much positive as we possibly can, because we know that there's a lot of good happening all over the St. Louis metropolitan area. This is one of the things that we were talking about when we went to break. St. Louis metropolitan area does not have a lot of cities that are growing, but we do have one that is growing incredibly fast and has been growing incredibly fast over the last 20 years, maybe a little longer. And that's O'Fallon, Missouri. O'Fallon, Missouri now has, as of July 1st, 2024, so it's been just about a year as well. And I know more people have moved to O'Fallon in the last year. 95,355 residents. They're about ready to take. Joe, when you grew up there were like 18,000 residents.
Yeah, and 2 stop signs.
So for whatever reason, it was O'Fallon that became the place where everybody was going. And there are only 6 cities in the state of Missouri right now that have 100,000 or more population. Only one of those is in the greater St. Louis metropolitan area, and that, of course, is St. Louis City, which is losing population. So that's it. If O'Fallon continues at a 1% increment up of population, and it looks like they're on track to do that, I think it's 3 to 5 years, they'll be 100,000 person city. And they'll become the 7th city in the state of Missouri to have 100,000 people as a population. And if you drive there, you'll know too. Doesn't O'Fallon consider Highway K? Isn't a lot of Highway K in O'Fallon?
Oh, every inch of it is O'Fallon.
Yeah, drive Highway K.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about.
I was just talking about driving Manchester.
Yeah.
And
there was 2 stop signs on Highway K when I was a kid.
2 stop signs?
It was a 2-lane road that went all the way to 4061.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's insane. It really is insane when you think about what's happening and the rush that's been there. So you're talking about 100, it's going to be 100,000 people in a couple of years. So that's where it's growing. That's where people are going to. And, oh, well, it is what it is. If you guys have a neck of the woods that you think's growing, or where the traffic is bad, I was talking about, I will stay far, 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 far away from, or try to stay far away from the traffic in Atlanta and Nashville. I dealt with that on Friday. Good God. It had been a while since I'd driven in those cities. And when I say driven in those cities, like highways that were around there, not just necessarily visiting that city or other cities, because you want to talk about, that's just not a fun thing to do, is to be stuck in that traffic when you're trying to get somewhere or go somewhere. But anyway, that's what it is. Also, excuse me, sorry about that. I do have a cough button. I should have used that, but I didn't. Another update from the show today. The London Tea Room, this just came out yesterday, plans to reopen into Bolivar Place this fall. They're doing, they're getting renovation going and things of that nature. That area, that was a family-run favorite. It's going to reopen, with the afternoon tea service, a retail shop, and more. That's a good thing from them from that standpoint to get back reopened. That location got hit hard by the tornado area, so they're going to redo that. They're going to open there, so that'll be a really nice place to check out as well. If you guys have businesses that you want to shout out, you can do that here. If there are events going on around the area, let us know from that standpoint as well. We love it when you like, subscribe, share our show, and let people know what we're doing here as we promote everything that is St. Louis, everything that's going on. We prefer the positive. Every now and then, unfortunately, there is not positive, as we were talking about with what happened over the Grove over the weekend, but also trying to find out maybe why were some of these things going on that we were talking about. You've also got, I talked about this in a couple breaks earlier, Myers Supercenter. It's coming to O'Fallon, Illinois. If they do well, maybe they'll have other stores here. I've called it an upgraded Walmart. That's what I thought it was. I liked it. I saw it. They're out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. I dealt with it when I lived in the Detroit area. But they're going to try to make their way in the St. Louis area as well.
So you got to tell me, how is it upgraded?
My experience with Meijer was I just felt like it was nicer, had better items, more quality, the overall experience, not overly expensive for what you get, that sort of a situation. They did well, and they dominate the North. Meijers do. Meijers are everywhere. They're just not in the St. Louis metropolitan area.
I did travel all over Michigan, and I do remember Meijer now.
Yeah, I mean, they started in Grand Rapids, and then of course, now they're trying to do what they can in other parts of the area. So anyway, it is what it is. And of course, we love it when you guys have stories that you want to talk about, stories you want to promote. That's what we try to do here on Arch City. Now, as always, Projo is the voice you heard. I'm Vic Faust. Not going to be as hot today, but there are some scattered showers expected possibly throughout the day. High of 90 degrees, but the rest of the week looks really good. I mean, we're right in the middle of summer now. Getting out, enjoying the summertime, whatever that means for you when it comes to work, when it comes to vacation. And it is the vacation season as well. So it's also fun to watch the Cardinals just absolutely kicking butt now. Winners of 7 of 10, 2.5 games out of first place. They won yesterday 7-0. They are now 9 games over 500. And I'm telling you, it's fun. It's interesting. I mean, we've always been known as the best baseball fans and everything. Attendance has been down. Weather hasn't helped. It's been hot. And then, of course, rainy. There wasn't a lot of expectations for the season, but you've got a team that's playing really darn good right now. And ownership, when it comes to the trade deadline, is going to have some serious decisions if they continue to play as good as they are right now, because they are competing in the best division in baseball. Talked a little bit about it earlier. They're just 2.5 games behind the Cubs. Milwaukee is 2 games out. You also have Cincinnati, which is a 500 ball club. No other division in baseball has that right now. That's right. It's just the National League Central Division. And who would have thought, because this is the division that has been made fun of for several years of not being so good, so the Cardinals could win it and get into the playoffs with teams that they shouldn't have had, playoff teams. Also, this came down. We talked a lot about, we've talked about Caitlin Clark. She's an icon. A lot of girls throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area look up to Caitlin Clark. They love watching her play basketball. I love watching Caitlin Clark play basketball. Well, she broke yesterday the WNBA record for the most all-star game votes in history. She got 1.2 million votes to go to the All-Star game. And she's going to be captain of one of those teams. So it's the second year in a row that she has broken the record. Last year, then this year. So you would think that the WNBA will appreciate that, understand who their star is, who their icon is right now, and we'll see where that goes. We still got more to go on the show today. We got to take a quick break. It is Arch City Now. I'm Vic Faust. If you have a story, let us know. Jump in on the chat line on X and YouTube. Projo alongside. We'll get it in. We'll say hi. The show is all about St. Louis. Back with more right after this break.
She's interviewed over 17,000 authors, athletes, actors, entrepreneurs, and more. Tune in late nights at 11 p.m. for America Tonight with Kate Delaney, only on the Lou Information Station. Streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Summer in St. Louis means one thing: Cardinals baseball. It's more than a game. It's an STL tradition. The crack of the bat, the roar of the crowd, the boom of the fireworks. It's the soundtrack to summer for Cardinals Nation. So grab your cap and glove and take your spot in the stands. Because in St. Louis, baseball is more than a melody. It's our favorite song.
This is former Cardinal and Navy Lieutenant Mitch Harris. Salute those who serve. Join the Cardinals on Friday, July 11th for Military Appreciation Night, presented by Boeing. With a special themed ticket, fans will take home an exclusive Cardinals 40-ounce tumbler, honoring all 6 military branches. Arrive early for a powerful pregame concert by the U.S. Air Force Band on the Budweiser stage. And best of all, a portion of each ticket benefits USO Missouri. Get your tickets at cardinals.com/think. St. Louis Cardinals for the Lou.
This 4th of July, honor and salute the brave men and women of our military, past and present, who risk everything for our freedom. This salute from Southwestern Electric, St. Louis, specializing in electrical repair, wire installation, and electric installation or replacement. Call 314-776-5252, 314-776-5252, or visit SWECO1948.com. Follow them on Facebook. That's Southwestern Electric, taking our heroes in uniform.
Join your fellow St. Louis City SC fans at Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill. All St. Louis area Hot Shots locations are proud to be a part of City on Tap, presented by Michelob Ultra, the official network bringing St. Louis City fans and ice-cold beer together. Catch every exciting moment of the 2025 MLS season at Hot Shots. Since 1990, Hot Shots has championed St. Louis sports, and they're thrilled to keep the tradition alive for St. Louis City SC. Find the Hot Shots near you at hotshotsnet.com.
This is your louinfo.com news update. No names revealed as yet in that deadly wrong-way head-on crash Friday night on I-55. Police say they received reports of a Kia SUV entering the interstate going the wrong way from the Truman Parkway exit prior to the crash. A man in his 40s was pulled out of Big River Saturday at Rockford Park. The call came in about 5:30 p.m. Officials saying the man was not conscious and not breathing when he was pulled out of the river. He was taken to an area hospital where he is listed in critical condition. A man died while stuck in an industrial oven at a cereal plant in Perryville last week. Efforts to free him were unsuccessful. More than 100 Black-owned businesses took part in the Black Wall Street 314 Festival in North St. Louis Saturday. Sunday, more than 100 musicians are performing at a concert, a benefit hosted by the St. Louis Symphony Orchestra at the Fox Theater downtown to support tornado relief efforts. For the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com, I'm Peter Killeen.
Here's your louinfo.com weather update. We have a cold front off to our west. It will stay pretty hot around our area today, though. A shower or thunderstorm possible. Mix of sun and clouds, and we're headed for about 90 and very humid. The heat index at about 100. Might get some showers overnight. We're in the upper 60s, and then slightly cooler on Tuesday, sunny and upper 80s. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton for the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Looking to get organized and support local? At St. Louis Closet Company, we've been designing custom closets and storage solutions right here in St. Louis for over 30 years. From walk-in closets to home offices and even pantries. We create personalized, organized spaces that fit your lifestyle and your space. Built locally and installed professionally. Call 314-781-9000 for your free estimate or visit stlouisclosetco.com today.
This 4th of July, remember the men and women of our military fighting for our freedom. This salute courtesy of 314 Sports Cards and Collectibles, your local one-stop card shop. See our large selection of sports cards, TCG, and collectibles. Chase the hits and break with us. Call 314-731-6441 or visit 314sportscards.com. That's 314 Sports Cards and Collectibles. Thanking our customers and proudly supporting our heroes in uniform.
590 AM, just like any other St. Louisan. We may go away, but we always come back. The Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com. Get your content when you want it, how you want it. louinfo.com. Back to more of Arch City Now with Vic Faust on the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. 7:44 is the time. It's the last day of June, if you can believe that already. Boy, oh boy, time is flying by. We're here every morning, Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. Bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, getting you up and out the door, whatever you may be doing. Glad you join us. Glad that you like us and subscribe us and tell people what we do. Not only us, but the shows that we have on this network as well. You can catch all of that information, louinfo.com. You can also stream us there, but it gives you a schedule of all the lineups throughout the day. We're here from 6 to 8 a.m. Monday through Friday, Hot Take Central 2.0 with the former St. Louis Blue Cam Jansen and St. Louis Cardinals broadcaster Jim the Cat Hayes. They got you from 8 to 10 o'clock. And on Mondays, we have our MIZ-ZOU show. I do that with Grant Salzman. All things Mizzou sports, you name it, we talk it. We have the interviews coming up today at 10:20. Missouri Hall of Fame running back Brock Olivo. He'll join us at 10:20 today. My former teammate at Mizzou, you won't want to miss him. But that Mizzou show, outstanding as well. Check us out today. And of course, there's all kinds of niche programming on what this network is 24/7. Check out louinfo.com. That is the website where you can check everything out. And of course, you can see the shows that are coming up. If you have an idea for a show, let us know as well. And we can talk about it. You can email us on Gmail. It's archcitynow@gmail.com. Once again, archcitynow@gmail.com. And we can put shows together. We can talk about it. Also, if you're if you're a business and you want to get into broadcasting, if you're a business and when you promote yourself, this is a fantastic way to do it. Not only on radio, but on podcast, the audio platform and the video platform. We are talking with some businesses about that as well. You can do it right here. We can show you how to do it. A terrific way to promote yourself, to show that you are an expert in what you do throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area. So we appreciate it when you guys like, subscribe, share the show. Yeah. I was just asked, do you need water? Do you need water? I may have talked myself into that today.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I got a cough button here. We'll try it out. Did you hear it?
Nope.
All right. The cough button works. How about that? We're somewhat professional. You can jump in on the chat line as well. YouTube and X is where you can watch us. Arch City Now. YouTube and X, if there's something you want to talk about, you want to give a shout out to somebody, you can do that there as well. I'm giving a shout out today, big time to the St. Louis Cardinals. Ali Marmol. Nobody's calling for his job these days, are they? The Cardinals are 9 games over 500. And by the way, this is the best, quote, start to a season that they've had this far in. 9 games over 500, 47-38 since 2015. It's been 10 years that the Cardinals have been this good at this part of the season. They're 9 games over 500. They're 2.5 games behind the Cubs. They've won 7 of 10. They just swept the Guardians, and they're headed to Pittsburgh, where they usually play well. In the best division in baseball. That's right, 4 teams over 500. I call it the best because It's competitive. That's right. The NL Central all of a sudden is where you have 4 teams over 500. Nobody else in baseball has that. The freaking NL Central, which has been made fun of for years. Oh, the Cardinals can win the NL Central because it's not very good. They're not spending money. Well, there you go. Ownership. Ali Marmol and crew has put it back on you. What are you going to do at the trade deadline if the Cardinals continue to play this well? They're back healthy or healthier. They're in Pittsburgh, so that's fun to watch. Hey, coming up this week, what a cool event. Wednesday night in St. Louis, Energizer Park, U.S. men's national soccer team, semifinals Gold Cup against Guatemala. They won in PKs yesterday against Costa Rica to advance. Not all of their best players are playing. They do have some of their key players, but it's also been fun to watch some of the youngsters, some of the guys that aren't as well known around the country and around the world, getting a chance to play, compete, succeed. And that's what they're doing right now. So United States men's soccer team will be here Wednesday night, 6:00. I'll be curious to see if that gets sold out, because we know what a soccer town this is too, to go support the red, white, and blue in St. Louis. That's semifinals. If they win that, they'd play in the championship of the Gold Cup, which will probably be against Mexico, who plays Honduras in the other semifinals. So those things are going on. Glad to see that. St. Louis City SC, by the way, they lost another game on Saturday. Really hope to get those guys back on track. They're just 3-11-6 right now on the season, and we know that they can be a little bit better than that. Some of the things that are also going on around town, fights in the Grove over the weekend, needless, really don't need it. Ruining some of the pride events that were going on Saturday. 2 women arrested for firing shots in the Grove. And then yesterday, the fights were so bad. You had one officer that was injured, not life-threatening injuries, but injured in some of the melees. And it got so bad that police had to clear the streets last night around 10:00 of Manchester. It's like, what? Why is all of this happening in the Grove? It's just not a great look for St. Louis. I understand things can happen, but we don't have all the details about what that event brought over the weekend to the St. Louis area. You just hope that that doesn't happen again, because we certainly don't need that. In our news headlines, you may have heard it. We've been talking about, I think this is the 4th time in the last 2 weeks. If you get into creeks and rivers with currents, please be careful. Wear life jackets. We had another man, unfortunately, get caught in the current, and he passed away out at Rockford Park. At the big river at Rockford Park. I've been there. I've seen that current. I've talked to police. They're like, don't get in, especially at night. They were able to find his body on the scene, but he was pronounced dead at the scene. So man in his 40s entered with his 2 sons. Just sad. Some of these things that we talk about don't need to happen, but unfortunately, they do. The Gateway Arch is talking about opening up an Illinois side park to the Arch. They had success on the Missouri side. Will it help the Illinois side? It'll certainly make it look better. That's for certain.
Yeah, how's that going to work though without another arch on the other side?
I don't know. I don't know. It's something. I don't know. Maybe something. We had fun a little bit earlier. We were asked to play it again. Can you pop up? Yeah, I'm not getting in at night. Yeah, I get it. George, you saw that video from the riverfront in the 80s. We wanted to show this, and I know it doesn't do justice for our listeners on the radio podcast side, but we're showing video right now that I found the other 1989 St. Louis riverfront back in the late 80s. It's just fun for us. We take a trip back memory lane to see what it looked like down in the Arch. I love the way the Arch grounds look right now. They've done a fantastic job. When I started looking at it, I was like, man, there's a lot of traffic. There's traffic driving down on the riverfront. The McDonald's is there, or at least you had the Admiral, the cruise ships going up and docked, literally on the Mississippi River. So you kind of get a landscape of what it was then, what it is now. Yeah, it was fun.
I don't know. I don't know why. I miss the Admiral. Like, it was just a staple of downtown.
Look at all the traffic.
Yeah.
Cars parked, the helicopters coming in and out of downtown.
All those paddle boats
down there near the Eads Bridge. Yeah, just a little trip down memory lane again. We thought it'd be interesting to show as we talk about downtown St. Louis. And what people are doing. And it is the 4th of July week. What are your plans? You can let us know from that standpoint as well. From the chat line, I have never been in the Arch. I repeat, I have never been in the Arch. That coming from Todd. I wonder what the percentage of St. Louis people have that have never been in the Arch. That's an interesting. It's got. Oh, I don't even know how to handicap that.
I mean,
It's got to be a low percentage.
Yeah, because if you live here for any extended period of time, you're going up in there at least once.
What is the percentage of people who've never been in the Arch that live here? Less than 20.
Yeah, I'd say like 5.
What?
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah,
okay. I know.
Most people have had to have found time to make their way downtown to go up in the Arch if you live in the area.
It's a great question. Who knows? Yeah, I'd be curious. People can let us know. I mean, how many times people have been in it the most? I've been in it, I think, 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, probably about the same for me. Yeah,
4 times. I don't know. It's something to do in St. Louis. We're grateful for that. By the way, it is the 4th of July week. 4th of July coming up on Friday, and fireworks. And I know Fox 2 talked to some people. Fireworks City and Southern Sapphire Fireworks. They say fireworks sales are way down right now, but they're expecting a significant increase in sales this week. Like, people really haven't been buying like they had been. Projo, you said earlier, you wonder if the tariffs were involved, if it was price. People are saying it's been pretty darn slow. But at the same point in time, they say that it's going to get really busy. So if you're planning on buying, now is the time to do it, so you're not getting out there with all the crowd. A lot of people like to wait. But I know somebody else who spent $1,000 already for their show in their neighborhood. Drop $1,000 just like that because they want to have fireworks. And people who aren't rich, like with disposable income to spare.
Yeah, I wish I had $1,000 extra just to light on fire.
By the way, St. Charles County fireworks permitted from July 2nd through the 5th between 10 a.m. and 11 p.m. They still remain illegal all throughout St. Louis County and St. Louis City. The legal distinction is crucial for residents planning their celebrations. But we see fireworks going off in St. Louis City, in St. Louis County. We do. It happens. I remember talking to the St. Louis City Fire Department. They say, yeah, it's all great, but bottle rockets start going around, fires start, things like that can happen. Never relight duds. Just be safe.
Yeah.
I told people earlier, I watched a former meteorologist I worked with. He literally leaned over a firework and it took his eye. All of a sudden, after a minute, it didn't float. So he went over and looked over it. Boom. There goes his eye.
Safety is key. Wear safety glasses.
Well, yeah, of course. Safety is massively key. Some of those things going on. By the way, O'Fallon, Missouri, fastest growing, it's approaching, should be there. If it has 1% increase annually, it'd take like 3, 4, maybe 5 years at most. It'll be 100,000 person city. It'll only be the 7th city in the state of Missouri that has at least 100,000 residents. And there's only one other city in the greater St. Louis metropolitan area that holds that distinction right now. That's St. Louis City. And unfortunately, St. Louis City is losing population. There's other cities around the state of Missouri. So O'Fallon, as of last year, July 1st, 2024, when they took the last census, 95,355 people. It's crazy what has happened to O'Fallon over the last 20 years.
And speaking of fireworks displays, they actually put on a really good fireworks display there as well.
In O'Fallon. There you go. There's a shot. Our first shout out for a firework display from Projo O'Fallon. We appreciate that happening, letting us know all those things that are going on. By the way, other news that we're talking about today, comedian Adam Sandler put St. Louis on his list. He'll be here in October. We've talked about Shane Gillis. He'll be here in August 9th. That's coming up. Dang, what's that, 5 weeks, 6 weeks away.
Yeah.
Matt Rife in September. So lots of people coming throughout the St. Louis metropolitan area to do their shows as we see around. By the way, if you have a story, anything that's happening in your neck of the woods, let us know. You can always jump in on our chat line. You can watch us, stream us at Arch City Now on X and YouTube. Once again, Arch City Now on X and YouTube. You can always give us a call. We'll give that phone number as well each day. No need to do it now. No time to give calls. An opportunity today, but you can also stream all of the shows on our network, luinfo.com. Once again, luinfo.com. You can get a rundown of all the shows that are happening throughout the day. Following us every day, Monday through Friday, getting ready now, Hot Take Central 2.0 with the former St. Louis Blue Cam Jansen and, of course, the St. Louis Cardinals broadcaster, Jim the Cat Hayes. Lots for them to talk about today as well. From the chat line, safety first. Todd says, actually, I'll be at the Westport Bash. That's where I'll be watching fireworks July 5th. Another shout out there. Greg says, never trust a fireworks stand where the owner has an eye patch. Ha, ha, ha. 7 fingers and answers to stubs. Okay. You got your joke in. I hope you feel better. Thanks for jumping in with us this morning. Okay. Guys, we appreciate you joining us on this Monday. Have an awesome day. The last day of June, 7:59. Have a great day. I'll see you back again at 10 o'clock today for the Mizzou Show. Brock Oliva joining us live at 10:20. Have a great day. For Projo, I'm Vic Faust. That does it for Arch City Now.
This 4th of July, remember the men and women of our military fighting for our freedom. This salute